The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. These words, spoken by Lao-Tzu, echo through time, offering a simple yet profound truth. They remind us that great change, true wisdom, and inner peace begin with small, deliberate actions. Today, we embark on a journey to understand one of the most profound philosophies ever recorded, Taoism. At its core, it teaches us to align with the natural flow of life, to embrace simplicity, and to act with effortless ease. But what does this mean for us in the modern world? Lao-Tzu's teachings, compiled in the Tao Te Ching, describe a way of living that is rooted in humility, balance, and self-awareness. He speaks of the Tao, an eternal force, a guiding principle, an ultimate source from which all things originate. The Tao is not something we can see, touch, or grasp, yet it is present in all aspects of life. Imagine a river. A river does not force its way forward, yet it carves mountains over time. It flows naturally, adjusting its course without resistance. This is the essence of Tao. Instead of fighting against life, we learn to move with it, to embrace change, to let go of unnecessary struggle. When we force things, when we try to control every outcome, we create tension, suffering, resistance. But when we surrender to the flow of life, we find clarity, peace, and purpose. Lao-Tzu's wisdom echoes in the words of later philosophers. Chu Shi, a scholar of the 12th century, spoke of modesty, self-emptiness, the saving of one's powers, and the refusal in all circumstances to agitate the bodily humors and spirits. True wisdom does not lie in dominance or force, but in stillness, in patience, in understanding the rhythms of life. Think of a tree. During a storm, a rigid tree may snap under pressure, but a flexible one bends with the wind and survives. This is the power of softness, the paradox of strength through yielding. In a similar way, true leadership does not come from control, but from guidance. A great leader does not impose their will. They empower others. They understand that strength is found not in resistance, but in adaptation. Consider this. Think of a time you were in a conflict. Did forcing your opinion, raising your voice, truly solve the issue? Or did it create more friction, more resistance? Lao-Tzu suggests a different approach. Be gentle, be yielding. Not weakness, but a profound understanding of the natural order. Again, consider a relationship that's strained. Instead of arguing, instead of trying to prove yourself right, listen. Truly listen. Empathize. Allow the other person to be heard. This is gentle tenderness and modesty. A musician does not force a melody. They let the notes flow. A painter does not fight the brush. They move with it. Similarly, in life, we find success not through struggle, but through alignment, through understanding when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to remain silent. This is the principle of Wu Wei, often translated as non-action, but not in the sense of doing nothing. Rather, it is action in harmony with the natural course of events. Lao-Tzu tells us, Tao is something which existed before heaven and earth were, before any of us were, before any concept of self existed. It is the source, the current, the ultimate reality. And so, what can we take from this ancient wisdom? First, let go of unnecessary resistance. Accept what is, adapt to change, and trust that life has its own rhythm. Second, cultivate humility and simplicity. True wisdom is not in appearing great, but in embracing the small, the quiet, the unnoticed. And finally, seek harmony in all things. Whether in leadership, personal growth, or relationships, remember, the strongest force is often the most gentle. The Tao is not something to conquer. It is something to walk alongside, to flow with, to understand deeply. And in doing so, we find peace, clarity, and fulfillment. So take a breath, pause, and reflect. How can you embrace the flow of life today? Because the journey of 1,000 miles always begins with a single step.